love my son. I think he's an amazing guy. I think he's very charismatic. I think he got all the things, but I think that the way I've tried to love him over the years was totally wrong, not his love language for him. And I think the things that I instilled in him as a youngster, that doesn't serve him now.
I had a really public breakup recently. It was a wake-up call for me in the sense of like, okay, you're going to do this on your own and you're going to be fine.
Right.
And you're not going to worry about what anyone thinks and has to say, because the relationship was rocky for a very long time. So, because I don't believe another person can break anyone up.
Right.
Like, I don't buy that. Right. To your point with your son, I think my older son saw me trying to keep the family together, but I had to come to a place where loving myself was bigger and more important than saving anybody.
Well, if you got to save your star player, if your star player is not doing good, the team.
Can we not talk players? Can we use a different? Can we say like the best horse in the race?
Right. Oh my God.
But the reason I know that you're guarded is because when I was in high school, I only dated drug dealers.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, that's where I was. I lived in South Central LA. That's what it was.
Wow, Nia. I know when I was growing up, Nia Long was always painted as a good girl kind of way, but I'm going by the characters. I guess she played on the movies that I saw. But look, this video is not about Nia Long, but I put this part right here because I remember I was having this, not a debate, but a discussion online with this black woman. And I was saying my experiences growing up, which prompted me to start dating out. And I guess I was trying to explain, which I don't need to explain my choices. My choices or my type is my type. But I guess I want to be nice and explain to her why I started dating out. And then that became my type because I got used to those types of personalities and I got better treatment and respect from those types of cultures. Now, it's different now as I'm older, but when I was getting older, that's what it was. And now I have a set type. The same way those girls, melanated women, had their type when they was younger, which was the drug dealers, the thugs, the football players, the athletes and things like that. So, she believed that and she said that, well, a thing of black men need to get over that particular thing when they was younger. The thing is that was a trauma in a way. And it's always like a woman. And while I will say black woman because I'm black, but women tend to belittle a man's trauma or things that he went through growing up. Whereas a woman can always pull things that happened to her when she was younger, whether it was her parents, that's way back there, whether it was guys cheating on her, which is way back there, and we are always supposed to understand. But once again, this video is not about Nia Long. This video is about Jeezy. So let's begin. Hit the like button.
A real boy needs a real name.
Dying for the right cause is the most human thing we can do.
Got her name? Right? Joe.
Maybe we'll be satisfied with our problem.
I love you.
Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Thank you for hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing, and turn on all notifications so you know when I have a whole new video up. Today's video is about the viral conversation. Is about an hour long. This video is not going to be that long, but I'm going to eventually put a link to that video later so that you can watch the full video. Especially black men, you should watch this full video. It's a good talk. It's a good conversation that both black men and black women should have with each other. But once again, this is more about Jeezy. This is about him being open and vulnerable, which in today's society, women will say that they want a man to open up. But when a man opens up, they go, "Bleh." Okay, basically. And not all women do this because every woman is different, but a lot of women do this. And then it's two types. Is the ones that will definitely say that you're soft, you're weak by being open. And then there are the ones that will humor you and be like, "Oh, I understand. That's okay." And I guess much like when they are talking to their girlfriends, they'll act like they're their best friend, but yet they hate their guts. So behind your back, they will say things about you opening up and such. I've noticed that it's easier for women to at least act or come off more that they accept the man being open if it's a friend or associate of yours, not their man. And I'm saying that from my own experience with women in general, but also I think a lot of women has this picture that a man should be stoic, unfeeling, a rock. And men also have the same thing as well. So anyway, we're gonna jump into this interview. I'm gonna let a chunk of it play. I'm gonna say a little something and try to have this video around like 20 minutes. Um, if you have watched quite a few of my videos, go ahead and subscribe. And remember, likes are free. It helps people see this video. So hit the like button. Thank you.
Right now.
I don't know that I've ever had a conversation like this with any man.
Oh wow.
So for you to say the words but still have this very masculine presence
Right.
is kind of nice because it's like it goes against what I think women will be like, he's soft, I don't want, because there are women out there that don't want that.
1000%.
I don't understand that. I think you want the balance, right? I think women want leadership. They want to feel protected.
Do they want leadership?
Well, it depends on the woman.
Right, yes, sir.
Depends on the woman, right?
Right.
And it depends on where you're leading me. Because if you're leading me someplace where I don't want to go, then no,
Right.
we're not doing that.
Right.
But if I trust you,
Well, where does the trust come into play?
well, you got to know each other. You got to be, you
And
got
to know each other, you have to be transparent,
absolutely.
open book.
Are you able to forgive?
No. Jeezy's going to give a long-winded answer, and I like the way that he expressed himself right there because I talk kind of similarly when I'm having a deep conversation with someone, but that's something I really had to learn because forgiveness is not an easy thing because I have a very good memory. I can remember things from years ago, but I had to learn to let it go. So not for them, but for me. And I really cut in here for another reason. Once again, this video is not about Nia Long, even though she was doing a lot of talking here. But I guess they had an open-ended conversation about both of their experiences in their relationship. But the thing that she was talking about with being led or something, yes, I get what she's saying. And I had a video that Kevin Samuels was saying how a man can discuss with a woman the plan and then once she decides that, okay, I agree with the plan, you get in line and you support your man. The thing is, though, to women out there that might be looking at this, is that a woman could say that she has your back with something. She goes out into the world, talk to her girlfriends, okay, similar to Tyrese Gibson's wife, how she says she had people in her ear, and we come to find out from Tyrese that it was her mom in her ear. So to a lot of women, you just need one person to come whisper in your ear, like the ghost whisperer, and then totally you will change direction and start bucking the other way, even if you said you was down with him at first. So even though she said that right there, a lot of women tend to do that. I experienced that in a lot of my relationships, and I never knew how to handle it really. But I do think the thing is once you discover that other people are influencing your relationship, you get the fuck out. Because she's not going to change. She's always going to be listening to somebody else.
I started with myself, my mother, some people in my family that some foul things happen. As family, those things should happen, but I don't know how you forgive somebody who had a malicious intent.
So in that moment where you are trying to really work through your own trauma, is it safe to say that it's healthy to say, that person is where they are, I need to leave them there and forgive them exactly where they are and still love them where they are?
Well, I could say this. I've been through some shit.
I'm not laughing. I'm just like, with the way you said that. No, I'm definitely laughing because of the way you said it.
Right now. See what I'm saying? This is why we can't open up.
This is why men can't open up.
This is why I said say shit.
I'm laughing because of your face when you said it. Was like, I want to know what I know.
I've been through some shit, and I've been through some shit with people I really love.
What's the worst thing someone's ever done to you?
I mean, left me and my lords. I thought I'd take care of him the whole time. Like, crossing me out. I mean, try to line me up, get me knocked off.
That's hardcore.
Took from me, stole from me, betrayed me.
But you gotta let all that go. Have you?
This is the thing I had to learn. And this is the part where it get a little tricky. Most time when people do something to hurt you, it's out of fear.
Of course.
Right. But I didn't understand that at first. I thought this was personal.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's because Black people are raised that way. Like, that's kind of part of our culture.
You're trying to hurt me, so I gotta
hurt you back or hurt you first.
There's that. Mm-hmm. And I think when I started to realize that it was out of fear, that softened the blow. Like, God damn, them niggas did me dirty, man. Like, just like, I don't understand it.
That's good
right.
That you have that still in you. Because to me, that's a part of who you are.
You gotta always keep teeth.
Yeah.
You gotta always keep teeth. Well, let me say this. The thing that I had to come to grips with is that no matter how dirty I feel like they done me, they probably never thought about that another day in their life. It probably didn't even matter to them. It was business as usual. And the thing that I've been living with is the fact that every day, which has probably been for the last decade.
You think about it.
I think about it, and I'm the one that's being affected by it.
You're hurting.
I'm the one that's hurting.
So to me, that seems like the last thing that you need to reconcile.
Yeah, that's the last piece.
So we've talked about all of these things, all of these themes, all of these moments in your life, some moments in my own life where you have made a conscious decision to move forward and to choose yourself.
Right.
But what we haven't talked about is your current marriage and your current situation. And I think it would be unfair to you to not address that in this space where we're being really open and honest. And it doesn't have to be the details of anything.
Right.
But if you've done all of this work and you've given yourself that grace and you've given yourself that space to grow, and you've given yourself permission to love self, right? Then what happens when a man gets to the point where they're just like, okay, I'm filing for divorce?
Integrity intact. I could never say anything that would
Just-
not honor somebody.
Absolutely.
But I can tell you that this has not been a easy journey.
Right.
I can tell you that I'm saddened. I can tell you that I'm disappointed. I can tell you that I'm uneasy, right? But again, like, God has put me in a different path, and that path is going to entail for me to take care of myself and to love myself and to be in the best situation that I can thrive as someone who's been through all the things that I've been through.
It's kind of something you can't explain.
Yeah, you can't. The real thing is, like, I don't like to fail in anything.
Me either.
And,
I don't want to lose. I don't want to fail.
I don't want to fail,
I don't
especially when I know what
you've poured in.
Right. And, as I sit across from you, like, I can only be responsible for myself.
True.
And I can only do what I can do, right? And I can't expect someone else to do what I'm doing.
But did you go to therapy with her?
Well, what gets a man to the point of wanting a divorce? He graduated from his marriage with a divorce, the same way as Tia Mari, the same way as she touted that online, and a lot of women were clapping their hands. And there's numerous videos that I have that a woman will make good of the fact that she wants to leave the marriage for no really good reason, only because she's not happy no more, because she's bored now. She's bored of the life, the routine, him not excelling or continuing to grow. And as I often say, for men is a lose-lose. If you work too much or something like that, or you're in your passion like Tom Brady or something, then you're not spending enough time, even though that's her excuse to leap out. If you're there too much, you're not growing or expanding. Look, with the mixed signals that a lot of women give throughout the marriage, this is why I can't look at a man in the eye and tell him, like, hey, you should get married. It is a good thing. No. For men, I don't think is a good deal when most men get married, just because of the way that women can always just move the goal. Yeah, move the goalposts from all over the field, depending if her feelings change or who's in her ear. Another thing before I forget. Oh, the marriage counseling thing. Now, I have to admit, me and my ex-wife did not go to marriage counseling. She did mention it once, but I do think a lot of times when a woman mentions this is over. Now, I'm not saying in all cases, but most marriage counseling things that I see or hear about, when you walk in there, which usually women are the more verbal, talkative person. And it's always already a thing of a man opening up, being vulnerable, and then being belittled about everything that he feels a certain way about. So you go in there, and most of the time, I think the marriage counselor is going to take the woman's side, and you both just going to dump on the man. Or either, in rare occasions, maybe the marriage counselor might take the side of the man. And truth and truthfully though, I think people that do that job right there, they have to be very careful not to take sides, because it's always two sides to a story, and to remain neutral as possible, because I'm pretty sure both of them have things to work on. That, once again, a man's feelings get belittled. But anyway, this thing is almost over, so let them finish up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
Right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
No.
Well, then shit, you tried.
Yeah.
I don't know about for you, but for me, it is a switch.
Right.
And when that
And
switch
is
goes
that what
off,
that was your switch?
gone. Yeah.
Right.
But I had to realize for myself that anything that happened in the last, what was it, year and a half of my
Right.
life, that shouldn't have nothing to do with me.
And that's my
That didn't
point
have
of case.
anything to do with me. I was not embarrassed.
Right.
The way that Black people stood up for me
Mm-hmm.
and the way that Black women were like, oh no, you don't do that to her.
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked because I didn't realize that what I had done or what I've done in my career had so much impact.
You didn't realize that?
No, not at all. And I'm not even being like funny.
You're America's sweetheart. Like, it's crazy.
Well, shit.
It's like, what the hell? You don't know that?
I don't regard myself in that way because
Right.
it's always really about the work for me.
Well, I'm going to say this. I feel
Yeah.
like I'm sitting across from you,
Yeah.
which is why I wanted to have this conversation with you, because I want to personally tell you
Yeah.
that you embody
Yeah.
what a well-minded, grown-ass Black woman is supposed to be like. And we stand with you always. And the reason why I wanted to talk to you, because you are my sister. And this is a safe space for me to say what I need to say. Because at times when we're at our lowest, we need our sisters. Just like you
right.
guys need your brothers. And that's why this conversation was so real, because I hope and I pray that this conversation can open up different conversations in our culture about being there for each other and not being at odds with each other, no matter what we've been through. And, I gotta give you your flowers. You've done an amazing job at maintaining your integrity throughout your career, right? As a person, as a human being. And it meant the world to me to sit across from you and just to tell you my story. As a man, I just hope that women, our women, Black women in particular, can see this
Yeah.
and give us a safe space. Really, women all the way across the board, because we as men, like, we're hurt to be vulnerable to tell your partner that, right now
I'm
I'm
not
in a
feeling
bad,
so
I'm
good
in a
right
bad
now.
space. We going through it out here every day. You wouldn't even imagine, right? And there's no safe place for us to land. There's no safe place for us to have these conversations. We can't have it with our homies. We can't have it with our brothers and our partners, because it doesn't rest.
Doesn't translate because they don't have life experience.
Right. And they don't have that empathy there, right? They don't have that mothering, that nurturing thing, and this is like, for me, it's real, because, when you buried as many people as I have, right? Or seen people go to prison for long periods of time, or just seen people fall to the wayside, they're all missing a certain element. And that element is to be able to have a safe space to process. Because when you're in pain and you're in odds, and I've been in pain most of my career, like, I've been the angry Black man for sure.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just mad at the world, because I'm like, why do I have to keep fighting these battles? Not that I'm not a fighter, right?
No, we all are. You don't want to have to fight through it. It should be a
Right.
joyful experience.
And if you do, you want to be able to at least process with somebody who feels your pain and understands where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And probably can give you some insight of what they think, but it's safe. And I feel like there's no safe spaces for us. And to answer your question, I'm going to take your homework. I'm going to go home.
Did I give you homework?
Yeah, because I hear where you're going with this.
This was a good ass interview, and I see where he's coming from. Now, she says she understands where what he's trying to say, in that seeing a man be vulnerable like this, she is accepting of this. Now, I think it takes a maturity for a man to be able to be open like this and because most men are not going to be having a conversation like this and just straight crying and falling apart. We are not built like that, unless if it was something totally devastating, and even then, we're probably just going to walk away from the person. But in her case, I think she's at that point that yes, she can accept this type of conversation from a man, because all the other stuff that she been through and she's seen over the years didn't work. So this is something that she would try. But would a lot of women do this with their man and really listen to him, really care how he feel? No. Okay. I'm sorry. I just don't. And see, the sad thing about it is that, well, it was a part that I didn't put into the thing of like, he was saying he's fighting the world and then he has to come back home being a black man. And her being a black woman, she says that as a woman, I have to fight the world too. Yes, and y'all facing two different battles. And this is a thing that only black people can understand. But at the same time, while a woman can always go cry to her girlfriends, go cry to another man, go cry to almost anyone, a man has no one to lean on. He has to do this himself. This is a lot of times why I think men sometimes do commit suicide, because either they push all that down, or either they feel overwhelmed. That's how I felt when things were falling apart in my life. Yes, it could be some people I could talk to, but would they really care or really listen to what I have to say? And that's where I think I do put this on men, because men need to be better here. I'm not saying to cry and go boo-hoo with the guy, but if he's telling you something serious, don't turn it into a joke. Don't be laughing. Like she was laughing at one point, and he was like, that's why we are not open, because it takes a lot for a man to do that, and then to have a woman either below it or laugh or something like that. Like, that's one of my red flags right there. And that was always a red flag of mine, because I always was told that people don't really care about how you feel about stuff. That if she doesn't care how I feel, then I don't fucking care how she feels. And then I turn that energy back, and then I have to get back to the thing of forgiving. Anyway, that's it for this video. Give me a like, a subscribe, and should have another video early tomorrow. God bless everyone and have a good day.
So he was coming to record this and he read that out loud, and instantaneous, I was like, because women weaponize other men's emotions against them, especially in an argument. And I know that as a woman. So I'll let you do your thing.
Thank you. Okay, so there you go. I really don't need to say anything else, but I'm going to. Because women do weaponize that shit. Every time I have ever been vulnerable with a woman, when things have ended and it's gone any way, good or bad, it has been thrown in my face or used against me in some form or another, and I just don't trust you guys anymore. There are parts of me that I haven't even given to my wife because of past trauma, and I don't know if that'll ever happen or not. I have been told... You got more?
That just absolutely infuriates me.
Well, come talk to the lovely people of this stupid fucking app.
This is literally like you're embodying it because it's been weaponized against you. Now there's parts of you I might never get to see because a woman in your past has used that. Like,
you had hair on your beak.
I want you to feel like I would never judge you.
Well, I don't think that you would judge me now.
Right, but because of past experiences.
Right, that doesn't mean that you're not going to get mad someday and throw it in my face and tell everybody all my deepest, darkest fears and secrets. And
right, and no matter how many times I tell you I would never do that, you can't believe me because you've heard that before from somebody else.
It's crazy how that works.